We have here my Tavelo Arow in a size large, weighing at 15 pounds, 12 ounces, and in kilos, 7.15 kgs. That is with pedals, cages, power meter, and also out front mount. Stay tuned. After the video, we have free out buy contest on these Perpetual Sharp 5258s right here. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys the long-awaited review of the Tavelo Arow bicycle. This is going to be more of a quick walk around the bike, but over this time I've been able to ride about, I want to say 160 miles on this thing, and really enjoyed my ride that I had on it yesterday. I did about 60 miles or over 100 kilometers on this bike, and it was a joy to ride. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about all the features you guys get with this bicycle frame, the Tavelo Arow, talk about my current setup, how I have it as is, because you guys can see again, I have a couple different changes on there. I have the brand new SRAM Red Axis 12-speed group set on there, which I completely love. The new hood shape ergonomics as well. And we'll also go into the color swap as well, because I'm sure you guys are wondering about that. But this bicycle has been pretty hot all over YouTube. You see other YouTubers like Jesse Coyle, China Cycling. I think some other YouTubers are going to get this frame as well. Full disclosure, they did send me this bicycle out for free, or the frame, and also the wheels. The wheels I've been running on this channel for a long time. If you guys remember, I had them on my Els Falloth Evo. I had them on my Blackheart Titanium bike for a little bit, but these are actually the Perpetual Sharp 5258s, and they kind of have this wave to them with also a little bit of a campy spoke style as well, a 2-to-1 spoke lacing on there. These are actually his wheels as well, the owner of Tavelo's wheels, so you can find them on his website. So we'll touch base a little bit on those as well. But the bicycle of this itself, the aesthetics speaks to me. I love the way it looks. It looks almost like an SL8 front with the speed sniffer. You guys can see there, it has a little bit of a speed sniffer front on there. Like a Venge down tube on there with like a Colnago V4S in the rear. The bicycle is a really good looking frame, and I think they did a good job with it. The ride quality of the frame, no complaints. It felt very fast. I did a couple long pulls yesterday on a pretty quick group ride, 26 to 28 miles an hour. Again, I'm no crit racer. I just like to ride for fun. But I've been really happy with where my fitness has been at. And this is my current setup for my saddle height as well. I'm about 6 feet tall. This is a size large, a 5'10" frame. That is the stock amount of spacers you get on a bicycle. It only comes with 35 millimeters of spacers. That is my drop, and I'm running a 120 stem by 36 handlebars on there. This is my first time running 36s for my own personal bike. I usually run a 38, but it's been a really cool bike to ride. So over the past week, I put about 80 miles on it total. And yeah, so the Tavelo Arow frame set itself, this is their own aerodynamic bike that they came out with recently. It's an Aero Spin. Before they had Tavelo Attack, which is more their all-arounder. Tavelo Arow is supposed to be their all-out race aero bike. The frame set retails for $1,880, and with that you get the frame set, and you also get the $300 handlebar included for free. So if you buy a frame set, you get to pick out your handlebar and stem for free with the purchase. So this entire setup with the bar and stem and the handlebar comes out to $1,880. The handlebar and stem is actually a really nice configuration as well. They even have their own little kind of name tag on there, but the setup for it is really nice. The only thing I'll say about the drops, I wish they had a little bit more of a straight on there. That's my only complaint when I was riding on the drops here compared to other bars that I've been on there before. I wish I had a little bit more of a lip to kind of feel like I was more hooked in there, but just my overall preference of the bike itself. Inside there as well, you get a nice bottom bracket included with the frame. It's just a press fit BB86 bottom bracket. Nothing to rave home about, but it is nice that they include it with there. I will be swapping out very soon for a ceramic BB because it is a very tight bottom bracket, if I do say so myself. And again, people will say bearings act differently under load. That's just I just want a ceramic bottom bracket in there. Seat post on there is included as well in the purchase, and you got your little seat post wedge, tighten up to 10 millimeters. But again, the carbon weave on there, it looks insane. This is their Tavelo Race Edition in the black color. They also make, I believe, alpha colors as well. These ones are all $1,880. He also has an SL version, which is called their SL Plaid, which I believe is around $2,000, which is a little bit more expensive and a little bit lighter on here. Now, the frame sets say they weigh around 830 grams for an extra small unpainted. But when I weighed my frame in that colorful color, it came in around 1,020 grams, which was like 200 grams over what was claimed. Obviously, it was painted. I didn't weigh the black one because I was just so excited to go ahead and build it. But again, so he put out the claims there after I weighed my bicycle that it's an extra small that's unpainted. But again, it's an aero bike. If they would have just claimed the weight of what it would have been, even 900 to 1,000 grams, I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with weights for an aero bike. But as you guys can see, my full build with pedals, cages, and everything is still right underneath 16 pounds. So it's still a very light bike for the wheels, for the crank, and everything I have set up on there. But yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything else in there. I'm going to go through the entire bicycle as I usually do, talk about my setup I have on this bicycle. The bicycle was an absolute dream to ride. I know the drop seems a little bit more aggressive, but on my tarmac SLA, I only run 2 spacers on there. It has a nice size drop in there. This is a large, a size 5'10". And again, I'm about 6 feet, but it's not that bad. Again, I'm enjoying my position of where I am in fitness level. I know it's going to take a step back once I have my kids, but the bicycle size fit really nice, and this bicycle is meant to be a high-end race bike. And everyone I know what they're thinking. This is a China frame. It's expensive for what it is. This is not meant to be a cheap budget kind of build. This is a really nice, high-quality frame, in my opinion, that I think is, it looks aesthetically pleasing. It performed really nice in terms of stiffness on there. I got a sprint up to about 1100 watts as well. The bicycle handles phenomenal. So I'm very happy with how it is. So anyways, let me go ahead and walk through everything that came stock on the bike, and then we can go ahead and finish this video up. So starting off with the cockpit on here, this is Tavelo's own integrated bar and stem that they have the offer. It's $300 retail. I have a 120 stem by 36 on the handlebars. On here they have some little raised nubs on here for a little bit of aggressive texture for if you're running the tops right here, you get a little bit more texture on there. You do get included with the bike as well an out front mount to go ahead and fit down there that can fit a Garmin, a Wahoo. They also have a little underneath mount for a light or a hammerhead or a GoPro, whatever. For the handlebar tape, I chose to go ahead with a new tape. It's a Silka, a little bit more of a cushy handlebar tape. I kind of like it. Just whenever I don't wear gloves when I ride, so it is a little bit slippery for the texture, but it's not too bad, nothing unexpected. For the group set now, I'm going to rave a little bit about this group set because I love the new shape of these shifters. And one of the things that I definitely underwhelmed when I first did the group set launch, these buttons for the shifting, I use these on the group ride the entire time. The group ride speeds were very fast. Again, like I said, 25 to 20 miles an hour. I like to have my full hand on this shifter right here, so I love how they went ahead and added more room for my fingers. To take off your hands to shift up or down makes sometimes feel like you're unsecure. So maybe if you're riding someone's wheel, maybe if you're in front of the group, maybe if you're going over a crappy road, to have more contact here on the shifter, to just be able to move your thumb up and down, to go ahead and press that button to shift up and down, phenomenal. Absolutely love it. The one finger braking is true. Again, you can feather this brake while on a group ride. If you're in a group, you don't want to cross someone's wheel, whatever the case may be, just feather that brake like that, and it creates a little bit of brake contact, and it feels phenomenal. The hood shape ergonomics, it is a mean looking group set. I'm very happy with my purchase of this. This I bought myself, and I'm very happy to do so. I want to have a premium group set on the channel, so that way I can go ahead and swap this thing around. But it's the color scheme of the group, the color scheme of the bike, phenomenal. I'm very thrilled on it. I have them towed in aggressively so the UCI can kick down my door. This being a 36 bar pretty much brings us into like a 33 on here, which is very narrow for me. This is my first time riding like a 36 for that long. But I'm getting used to it. I liked it a lot. The ride was a lot of fun yesterday. For the fork on here, we have, well, actually, let's look at this speed sniffer right here. So we have this little out front kind of area right there that's definitely a little bit more aero. You have this very deep UCI section right here. You have the Arow name because, again, it's called the Tavelo Arow. There's only one R in there. You have their own top cap for the torque, and then their own breakaway spacers as well. For the fork, again, it's going to have these deep aerofoil shapes on here. They say you can fit up to about a 32C tire on here. Right now, these are a Grand Prix 5000s and a 28. So you definitely have room to go on there. For the wheels, they are the Pertual Sharp 5258. What's that mean? Well, the 5258 means at the deepest point right there, that little hump, that is a 58 millimeter of depth. Where at the spokes reach there, that is the shallowest part, that's going to be a 52 for the rim. So they're going to kind of give you like that hump weave like a Princeton or like a Zip 454, whatever the case might be. And they're also running carbon fiber spokes with ceramic bearings inside of there. And they have that kind of campy look of a spoke on there as well, like a 2-to-1 for the spoke running. Very nice wheels. I have had no issues with these wheels. Again, I'm a heavy rider. I've been up for a while. I got a good amount of miles on these things. Nothing to rave home about. They're not the lightest. I think they're around high 1,300 grams for the wheel set and the 21 millimeter internal rim width, but they do everything well. They handle well at top end speeds. They handle well in a group. They handle well out front. I haven't had any issues with them at all. So I like the way they ride. They look clean aesthetically, and they look good with the bike as well. So I think that's a really, really good look for them. Inside the rim, I also have on there a TPU tube, but these are the ultralights. These are the 19-gram ultralight tubes in there. So they're a very light tube and tire combination on here. For the rotors, I have the brand new SRAM Red rotors that you get on here. I bought the 5-piece kit. I didn't put a chain or cassette or a crank on there. But I have the 160 millimeter SRAM Red rotors with the SRAM Red disc brake calipers on there. You see a little bit of usage on there. Very cool looking group. I think the silver matches the silver on here. Very, very nice. I like the way it looks a lot. Going down the frame right here, we have the Tavelo logo with the raw carbon. We have S-Works bottle cages on here, and you can see here the race logo and the size L with the 510 as well. Again, like I mentioned before, this is a press fit BB86 bottom bracket. This is their own bottom bracket they include with it. And then for the crank on here, I went with a crank that I had on another bike, and it performs so good. I've had this crank on a couple bikes, and it just does its job so well. This is a Magine PES crank, the P505 base. It's a $300 crank with a power meter on there that comes with a Shimano 110 BCD spindle. So whatever, let's say you have a stock Shimano crank, you can literally put on your chain rings from the stock Shimano crank and get a power meter right here that does an estimated dual side power meter, and it's been bomb proof. It's handled whatever I've thrown at it. It's I got a 170 millimeter length. I believe it's a steel axle in there. Charges with that little magnetic connection right there. It's done its job in tenfold. It works really good. For the chainring, I have the Alu gear in a 52 tooth chainring configuration. I like that configuration a lot. All right, dude. Fucking dude. Bro, do your parents not love you or something? Rev that car somewhere else. It's a 52 tooth chainring by Alu gear mixed with the SRAM Red group set. I like the 52 tooth down here. I think it works perfectly. Maybe one day I'll go up to a 54 and run more in the middle range cassette, because in a couple of those rides yesterday, I found myself riding down here in the bottom of the cassette more and more. But yeah, you do have the front Brazon Tavelo front derailleur mount right there. And then for the chain, it's the brand new SRAM Red chain, which we went ahead and stripped down regular grease, and we went ahead and put on the Silka chain wax lube on there as well. This chain is 13 grams lighter than the old generation SRAM Red chain, and it's dead quiet. The group set, I want to say, is butter. It's been a while since I rode a SRAM Red chain and SRAM Red group set. It is so quiet when riding, it is phenomenal. The cassette in the back as well is a different style. So I have a different crank on here. The cassette in the back I'm running is actually a press to cycle cassette in an 1134 configuration. 34 tooth being at the top, 11 at the bottom, and I'm running this with a SRAM group set. And again, like I said, shifting, phenomenal. Quietness, phenomenal. I'll even give you guys a free buy sound test in the shop when we get back. I'll show you guys how quiet it is. It is so dead quiet. I absolutely love it. So it's a very, very nice setup I have here. I really do like it a lot. For the rear derailleur, it's going to be the brand new SRAM Red rear derailleur with the battery right here. We have the oversized pulley coming very soon, but the new stock SRAM Red comes with a carbon fiber arm and also a 15 tooth rear cog, which is a little bit updated with ceramic bearings in each pulley wheel as well. But very, very nice. For the wheel itself, again, the exact same as the front. It's a sharp 52-58 rear, and we have the 5,000 tire on there in the STR configuration. So very, very nice. 160 millimeter rotor in the rear, just like the front. And we have the nice adapter. For some reason, SRAM always comes 160 with their own brake rotors. For pedals, I have on there the Look version 4 with ceramic and a 12 tension for the pedals. And then for the seat post, I believe it's a negative 15 for the setback, or maybe a negative 5. I don't know. You're going to have to check online, or maybe I'll put it in the comment section down below once I figure it out. But yeah, it has a little bit of a setback on there. with their own seat wedge on here. And then for the saddle, I'm running an S-Works Roman Evo saddle, carbon fiber rails, carbon fiber body. This was their lightest saddle they had to offer, lighter than the S-Works Power, but I do have a different saddle coming. I've been running the Bjorn memory foam seat for a long time. Absolutely love it, but I have another saddle coming out by a company by the name of Burke with a very wide cutout. I'm very excited to see how this thing pans out, and we'll see how it goes. The one thing that I can end you guys on is just the pure aesthetics of this bike. When it comes down to bike buying, I know it's going to sound really dumb, but the first thing that usually people get attracted to is not the price, it's not the company, it's really the look. It draws that person in. Then they want to know more about the bike. Then they want to know more about the price. So the first look at this bike, it reminds me of a classic Aero bike that we see back in days. It's a mix of 3 different bikes, like I said before. Kind of like a factor Ostrovam in the front, the new one, or an SL8. A thick down tube Aero version, like a Venge or something like that. A very skinny top tube up top, like I like. But then the seat stays are very Colnago V4S. I like it a lot. And it doesn't have these crazy looking seat stays that we see a couple companies have. It looks very clean. The only thing I wish, this is just me talking, for the Aero, I just don't like how it has 1 R. I know it's their brand name, it's supposed to be different. I wish it was just 2 R's or name it something different, you know, like it just looks like you misspelled it. That's just my take on it. But again, we get the gist of it. It's supposed to be the Aero version. But anyways, guys, this is their Tavelo Arow bike. Retail is $1,880 for the frame. Comes with a bottom bracket, comes with a handlebar. The wheels are the Pertual Sharp 5258. These wheels are $1,350. I'll put a link down below to the Tavelo website, tavelo.cc. You guys can go ahead and check out all that stuff. I believe they have all the frames in stock as well in all sizes. But I have been enjoying my time a lot with this bicycle. You see there's a ton of people starting to get traction with these bikes. You have the Team Outlaw as well racing on these bicycles. A lot of people are starting to catch wind of them, and they have been performing really well with these bikes as well. So if you guys are looking for a new frame to kind of tinker around and put one in your list of an upgrade, the Tavelo Arow should be on your list for sure. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, and before we get into the free up buy sound test, I just want to tell you guys are probably wondering what happened to my Miami Vice looking color frame. So when I got the frame, I did the video. The video did great. We unboxed it, everything like that. But the issue was that he didn't really have his website set up yet. He was still kind of in the process of it. He just came from the Shanghai show. He was getting everything ready. And then I had a couple more projects in the work going through my YouTube channel as well. So he wanted to wait a little bit to do the other videos of the build-up. So I had a guy here who races a lot and actually races Pro 1-2 in the career races. He loved the look of the bike. So he asked me if he could buy it from me. I talked to the gentleman who owns the company Tavelo. He's like, yeah, sure, just have him buy it from me, blah, blah. We worked out a deal where he was able to pay him. And then he was able to go ahead and send me out a black one whenever it was ready. So that way I was able to go ahead and get the black color one. And the gentleman here who races, who actually does pretty well, he now has that bike and it's still here in the store. He's off today, but you guys will probably see it in a couple other videos later on. But yes, so if you guys are wondering, that's where that bike is. And that is why I have a black color frame right here in my possession, okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and get into this free up body sound test. And I'll show you how the back of this bike shifts as well. Okay, I got you guys set up in a different spot because they kind of have a lot of repairs. But here comes a free up body sound test of the Pertual Sharp 5258 with a Press to Cycle 1134 cassette, wax SRAM red chain, Alu Gear 52 tooth chainring, brand new SRAM red with the new 15 tooth pulley wheel on here. You guys are on me. Here we go. Different view. So that concludes my video of the Tavelo Arow. I'm sure you guys will see more videos with this bicycle in here. I have a baby due in literally 8 days. That's the latest the baby can come. So I'll be taking a break a little bit from riding on a bike outside. I'll have to use a trainer in the meantime. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.